Hi there, my name is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. It's Motivational Monday again. It's the start of the week, so hopefully some of my tips can get you motivated, ready for the week ahead. Today I want to discuss multitasking. I get asked so often how I manage to achieve so much in one day. I do have long days. I do literally work all day and all evening. Working from home does help with that, as obviously quite often I can combine the two, but I do feel that I have become queen of multitasking over the years, trying to juggle kids, business, home, everything else. If I can combine jobs, I will. So today I want to share 10 tips on how I multitask with you, and hopefully you may find some of them helpful. I've got my list ready. So we're going to start throughout the day and work onwards towards the end of the day. Number one, clean the shower whilst you're in it. When you finish showering, give it a wipe over, give it a clean. I find this really handy. And then whilst I'm getting ready, I'll also give the sink a wipe over after brushing my teeth, the work surface in the bathroom, all of that gets cleaned over. Spray the toilet quickly before I head downstairs and start my mumsy chores. Number two, I make sure the stairway is tidy and clean whilst I'm coming down it first thing in the morning. I do keep my makeup wipes from the night before. I leave them on the side in the bedroom, and then when I come downstairs in the morning, I wipe the stairs over as I'm coming down the stairs. We do have wooden stairs and they get really dusty. My daughter and I both have really long hair and we shed a lot. So you'd be surprised how dirty they get. So cleaning the stairs as I go down in the morning is something I always do. Number three, breakfast time has always been quality time with the kids and I. It's a time when they're having breakfast and I can chat to them about the day ahead, what's coming up with school, any worries if there are any, discuss meal planning, discuss after school activities. You get to hear about the friends and anything like that. I think it's a really important way to start the day, but it's also a time I don't actually have breakfast, but they're sat at the table, and it's a time when I prep the school lunches. I get the kitchen clean, I can unload the dishwasher, wipe the surfaces, tidy up as I go along, and it just feels like a really good way to start the day. Number four, I actually prep my evening meal mostly during breakfast time. When I'm cleaning the kitchen, when I'm getting sorted, I will also either marinate food or stick it in the crock pot. If I do any meal prep, it's first thing in the morning. Now, whether you're prepping meals in the morning or in the evening, it's the same rule. I like to plan ahead. So if I'm making soup, I will also try and do it and do a little bit extra so it can be used as a pasta sauce, something like that. If I'm making a pasta meal, I will do extra so that either my husband or the kids have pasta salad then, or if they can heat it up. For example, if my husband's in the office, he can heat it up at work, but there's pasta made for lunches. Sometimes things can double up and use as sandwich fillings. If I'm doing like fajitas, I'll do extra. It can go cold in wraps for school, for example, the next day. If I'm doing homemade chicken fingers or chicken, whatever you want to call them, nuggety strip things, they are also excellent cold in wraps. It's always really handy to have these extra bits of food, so you've got extra for meals. If you like freezer meals, I personally don't tend to freeze too much of that kind of thing, but I know lots of people do. Make up extra and stick it in your freezer. If you're doing a pasta sauce, for example, if it's a tomato-y based one, it can be used in chili, bolognese, lasagna, anything like that. Make up it in bulk and stick it in your freezer. Number five, whilst I'm waiting for things, like if the kettle's boiling, if the steam mop's on, we have to wait for our coffee machine. I always like to do what I call mini jobs. Could be wiping over the hob, wiping over the fridge, wiping over the windowsill. I give my door frames a quick dust around, I quickly clean the outside of the front door or the inside of the front door, go over the door frames in the hallway or the pictures on the picture gallery with my feather duster. These all just literally take seconds. They don't take very long, and these are excellent whilst you're waiting for other things to finish, like I say, whether it be the kettle that's on or something like that. Number six, throughout the day, if anything needs taking upstairs, I tend to place it at the bottom of the stairs. If the laundry's been done, I'll pop it to one side. If there's been a delivery and I've got things that need taking up, anything like that, I will leave it at the bottom of the stairs, and then throughout the day, if I'm going up, I then take a pile with me if there's something waiting there, rather than doing extra trips throughout the day. I do try and encourage others to do this. That's easier said than done. I like to think if there's something and my husband's on the stairs, he will think to take it up with him. That's often wishful thinking, and unfortunately they're not all as well trained as I am. But it does keep saving going up and down the stairs. Number 7, calling friends and family whilst you're either making dinner or cleaning up after dinner. I always do this. Sunday, late afternoon, I'm always making Sunday dinner, and that's also the time when I speak to my dad. And I always have the phone on loudspeaker, and I get to speak to him, and I'm making dinner at the same time. I also do the same with my mum in the evening. We speak, I think, pretty much every evening, and I'm either making dinner or clearing up, loading the dishwasher, that kind of thing. So it's a really handy time when you're doing something, but you're also having a half an hour conversation or something as well. I'm not just sat doing nothing, I am actually doing something at the same time. Number 8, this is something that happens most days in our house. I have a nice walk in the evening with my husband. We take the dog, and this is when we do a lot of our family meetings where we discuss finances, where we discuss what's going on with the kids, anything to do with family, whether we've discussed something from one of the phone calls with our parents or something, when we discuss projects that need doing on the house. We always then have a chat outside of the house on the walks. It's a really nice thing to do, and sometimes getting out the house, especially when you want to talk about the kids, is so much easier. You're getting exercise and fresh air at the same time, but being out of the house, there's no interruptions. It's just so much easier. My husband goes on more dog walks than I do, and that's also the time when he often has his phone calls with his parents. He has an earpiece in, and that's when he has his time calling his mum and dad. Number 9, date night. We do make an effort for our date nights, but they're not usually going out for meals or anything like that. Quite often we will combine them with shopping trips. If we need to go and get any home decor items or anything like that, we will go to HomeSense, go to Dunelms. You've seen my videos possibly when we've been on date nights. We will combine it with going out, even Costco, going out, and then we might grab a coffee at Costa or something like that on our way home afterwards. So we're doing something practical. But when you call it a date night, you put a bit of lippy on, you do your hair, freshen up before you go out, have a bit of a giggle, you maybe wander around the aisles that you don't have to go down. It feels different, it's more relaxed, and we make an evening out of it, and it's a really good way to again get something done that needs doing, but you're having a nice time as well. Number 10, this is something I do regular, and it's car planning. If we go anywhere, I often take my lists and my planners with me. My husband will drive, and then I will quite often plan our week ahead. I will write our to-do lists, anything like that. It's really handy to have with you in the car, especially if you've got a bit of a journey ahead. When our son was playing football, every weekend, we've been doing it now. Well, he was 7 when he started and he's 16 now. I would always take my planners with me and plan at football in the car. We would often have to get there an hour beforehand. The boys would all be warming up, so we would sit in the car, and this is when I would do a lot of my planning. Things have changed this year, and he's changed teams, and it's more adult now when he's playing in a men's team, so it's a little bit different. He doesn't really want us there, so but for all those years, that was when I would do a lot of my planning. So that's my 10 ways of how I multitask. I've got a few extras as well that I thought I might share with you. One of them being, I have been so bad with self-care, really bad, and I've been trying to change that and look after myself a little bit better. One of those things, I've always been really good at buying face masks and things like that, but I haven't been very good at using them. So I found a few ways, or a couple of ways, where I have actually been using them. One of them, an overnight mask. I found some creams that I leave on my face whilst I'm asleep. The other one is I will put on a mask before I go in for my shower, especially if I'm not washing my hair and it's all tied back anyway. I will have a shower with a face mask on and then leave it on whilst I'm getting sorted afterwards, and then afterwards I will wash it off before I brush my teeth, and obviously then afterwards moisturize and do my makeup. Another one I'm really bad at, drinking water. I am so bad at drinking water, but I have found actually, one, buying a really pretty glass, and also I leave it on the side. This is my worst place to put it, on my desk. It does not get drunk when it's on my desk, but I found if I leave it on the side in the kitchen, my studio, the kitchen is in between my studio and our living area of the house, and I make sure every time I walk past I drink half a glass. And it's amazing how much water I drink when I do that. So leave a glass of water on the side and make a conscious effort to drink some every time you go past. I find that really, really helps me. Another one that I've got to share, and this is one I've shared before, when it comes to cleaning bathrooms. Drinking lots of water helps. Every time you go to the loo, go to a different bathroom and give it a clean afterwards. So during the day I might use the kids' bathroom, and that's when I'll quickly clean the kids' bathroom, use the downstairs loo. I do try and clean our ensuite in the morning. It doesn't always happen, so if I go up in the day I will give that a clean afterwards. So my last thing is, by doing all the jobs little and often, they don't take as long, and for me that is the biggest factor. Cleaning the bathrooms often, they don't then take 20 minutes, half an hour to give a proper deep clean. Because they're cleaned regular, they don't take as long. Dusting doesn't take as long, vacuuming doesn't take as long. Any of these jobs, cleaning the fridge, anything like that, because they're done regular, little and often, they don't take half the time than if they're done maybe once every week or 2 weeks, I don't know, however often it is. But I really find little and often is the key thing for me. So I hope my multitasking ideas have helped you. Please leave a comment below if any of these are any help, and also if you've got some that you would like to share. I'm always up for new ideas. Anything to make life easier is a win situation for me. Please leave your comments below. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, Motivation Monday. I had the most amazing day yesterday. I managed to get so much done in one day, but we had downtime, we had family time, I did baking, I did so much, and work time as well, all in one day. So I'm going to share that day with you next week for Motivational Monday. Please don't forget to subscribe. There's a little bell button below as well if you'd like to click that, and you get notified when the next video is up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!